Let's talk about trademarks for a second. If you have a company, you started a logo, you might have put something in AI or drew something yourself or hired somebody to draw a logo for you. Should you try and trademark your company logo? Should you try and trademark your IP? The answer, surprisingly, is not always yes. A lot of companies get in trouble with this because they'll go straight to the USPTO and apply for a trademark, and then the USPTO will inform them that someone has been using that mark or using very similar mark or using very similar language at an earlier date than they were. And at that point, if you've been selling product or moving product or providing services under a specific company logo, you might have to stop doing that because someone else might file a declaratory action against you, or they might use the USPTO and send you a cease and desist letter and say you can't use that mark anymore. That's not a position you want to be in. So when you go to the USPTO and ask for legal protection for your trademark, what you might find is that they're not only are they not going to give it, they're going to take it away from you and protect it for somebody else who has a mark that's quite similar to you. Now, how do you know if your mark is similar enough or if it's unique enough? If you have a very unique mark, like you drew a logo that's super unique, you used a phrase that's super unique, or you made up a word, or you used your own name, or something to that effect, then it's probably more likely trademarkable. But if you use something very, very generic, like Green Apples Incorporated, it's likely to be considered descriptive, when descriptive means it's not sufficiently distinct in order to set your product or service apart from the rest of the market. If there's a million Green Apple Incorporated on the USPTO website, then you're very likely not going to get that trademark. They also consider industry. So if you're providing produce in the green apple sector of the economy, and then somebody else is using Green Apple as a trademark, but they're selling t-shirts, or they're a contractor, or they're pouring concrete, that could be considered different enough that the USPTO is not going to consider it confusing. The whole point in the USPTO's analysis is to find out whether a regular consumer would be confused by your trademark as opposed to somebody else's trademark who's providing products and services either in the same industry or a different industry. That's what the USPTO is trying to find out. If you do a preliminary search and you find out that someone is using a name that's kind of on the edge, it's pretty similar to yours, and it could be considered a conflict, then you should probably not apply for the USPTO. And in fact, we would recommend trying to come up with a new mark that's distinct enough that it could survive the scrutiny of the USPTO. Otherwise, it's probably not going to be worth it.